Hey guys, welcome back. And today we're talking about another movie today. And this one I have seen, but I haven't seen it for a long time. And I recently revisited it last week, and I got it for my birthday a while back, and that is Gridlock'd. Released in 1997, stars Tupac Shakur and Tim Roth. And basically, what this movie's about is basically like you got these two guys named Ezekiel, aka Spoon, Alexander, aka Stretch, who have a bandmate who overdoses on drugs, and they decide together to kick the habit and get their life, back together and go into detox. And then they find out that going into detox was actually a lot more complicated than it sounds, and they, you know, are going from office to office trying to get in, and it's basically not working out. And they get into some trouble with the local police because police are accusing them of a murder that they didn't commit, and they fucked over a drug dealer who's also on their asses and everything. So they're basically trying to, get away from the cops and the drug dealers, on top of trying to, get their lives back on track. And that's basically the movie. And it's like a comedy crime movie, and this was released a while after Tupac's murder, and this is one of the last films that he did before he passed away. And unfortunately, he never got a chance to see how it turned out. And I think that if he was still here, that he would have appreciated it for the fans and everything. And I think it's a very, very underrated movie. It's very funny. They do some crazy stuff, like Tim Roth in the beginning is talking about like a penis implant or something, and I thought that was pretty strange and pretty funny. And Tim Roth and Tupac, they have great chemistry together on screen, and it's definitely a movie that you don't really hear many people talk about more. I mean, more people talk about, well, most people, excuse me, talk about juice or gang related or poetic justice, but you don't really hear many people talk about this one. And um, it's also put out by um, Universal Studios. They released the DVD, and here's the side and the back of the DVD. Sadly, no, not many features, and not much on the disc either. It's one of those flipper discs. One side is standard, and the other one is widescreen. It's directed by uh, Bonnie Curtis Hall. Uh, Vondi Curtis Hall, excuse me. And yeah, it's a very well made movie. I saw it on when the first time I saw this, I think it was on like cable or something, and then I watched it again on VHS because I grabbed the VHS when I was in Florida, um, because they were getting, because like my grandparents live in a gated community, and their local library were getting rid of a bunch of tapes, and this was one of them. So I just grabbed it. I was like, what the hell? And I watched it then, and then uh, recently I watched it again. So it's my third time seeing it, and yeah, and I was really, really pleased with watching it again. I actually asked this for my birthday, and my mom bought it for me. So thank you, mom. And she liked it too because she hadn't seen it before. Like, and I was like, hey, like, why don't we watch this? Or, well, actually, it was my mom who actually picked this one. Actually, my bad. Sorry. And I was like, yeah, sure. Because I hadn't seen it in years, so I figured why not. And the movie has great music in it. Death Row Records, which is the label that Tupac was under before he died. They put out the soundtrack to this movie, and it has a very good soundtrack. And I think Tupac has a song or two on it. I'm not sure how many songs of his are on it, but I know that his music is on it because he's in the movie, so why not? And Yeah, there's also some other people in this movie. Like you got Bokeem Woodbine. He's in here, and he's good. He's a good actor. And Lucy Liu, who plays his character's girlfriend and everything. And I totally forgot that she was in this movie, and so I thought that was interesting because I like Lucy Liu quite a bit actually, and I'm trying to figure out the other girl's name, Thandie Newton, who's that girl right there. If you see it, hopefully it comes up right. But she does a great performance as well. She's the band member that overdoses at the beginning of the film, and they're basically trying to, keep her alive. And there's also like a lady that's from Rush Hour, like Elizabeth Pena, who played Johnson, one of Carter's colleagues in Rush Hour, the one that he flirted with and everything. She plays a receptionist at the hospital who's a Karen, and she's just a real bitch and everything. And I totally forgot that she was in this one too. So I thought that was a interesting plus to it. And yeah, there you just go through a lot of like craziness, and it's a pretty crazy, thrill ride of a movie, with lots of laughs and definitely a lot of shocks too. Like there's like a bit where like Tim Roth says the N word in front of Bokeem Woodbine and everything, and like Bokeem pulls a gun out on him and everything after he says it and everything, which was pretty crazy. And there's also like when they're at like a center, and you know there's like a blind, well, not blind, but like a veteran that goes crazy and everything, and he has a dog that's like out of control, and everybody's freaking out and everything, and yeah, it's it's there's definitely a lot of crazy moments in it, and definitely not for the kids because there's a lot of language, a lot of drugs, and that's basically what it's about, mainly drugs, and they're both heroin addicts too. So um, like if you're like offended by anything like that, it's definitely not a movie for you. And I think that um, if you like, comedy, movies, or if you're a fan of Tupac or Tim Roth, I think that this is a movie that you definitely want to see. And it has a pretty good rating on IMDb. It has like a 6.9, I believe, out of 10, and that's pretty good because a lot of times, IMDb, they'll rate movies sometimes that are definitely not what they should be. But yeah, I think that it was uh, a great movie to watch again, and even Roger Ebert, may he rest in peace as well, even um, said that it was Tupac's greatest movie. So that's saying something. Um, and you have to look and see um, how well it did. Um, let's see. So it was on a budget of 5 million, and it made 5.6 million. So, yeah, like it went a little bit over its budget, but not by a whole lot, which is too bad. But I feel like the film, could have done a lot better. I think. And but that being said, it's not a bad movie at all. Like that's not the case. I just feel like that it should have gotten a lot more um, money, box office wise, if that makes sense. And it's definitely a cult classic in my opinion. And I mean, all you really have for features is really like like the different formats of the movie. You got cast and crew biographies. You got subtitles. Theatrical trailers. That's basically all you get. Hopefully someday they'll release this on Blu-ray with like a 4K transfer or something like they did with Gang Related. Yeah, this one is definitely a movie that needs to have a Blu-ray because this doesn't have a Blu-ray here. Well, here in America anyway. There is a Blu-ray, but it's overseas. I want a Blu-ray here in America. That would be awesome. So if anyone's listening, Vinegar Syndrome, Criterion, somebody, put it out, um, someone needs to put it out on Blu-ray because it definitely deserves a Blu-ray in my opinion. Because almost every other one of his movies has a Blu-ray or a 4K, like Poetic Justice, Juice. Are having. Well, Juice has a Blu-ray and 4K, and Poetic Justice has a Blu-ray and a 4K coming out. And you also got Gang Related that has a Blu-ray. You have what you call it, Nothing But Trouble on Blu-ray. I mean, it's not really I mean, Tupac technically was in it, but it wasn't his movie though. It was like he was like a side role in it as himself, in like a fictional standpoint with him and Digital Underground. But and Bullet doesn't have a Blu-ray. That should have a Blu-ray too. I haven't seen Bullet yet, but I'm on a mission to rectify that. But yeah, I think that the movie should have a Blu-ray release because it definitely deserves it. And like I said, you don't hear many people talk about it much, which is too bad. So if you see it on streaming or anything, I definitely recommend giving it a rental or buy it. I mean, you can get it for pretty cheap nowadays. So. And if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. We can talk about it. And rest in peace, Tupac, of course. The shame he passed away because he could have done a lot more than this, than all the films he'd done. I mean, all the films he did were good, but it's just tragic to not see him do more stuff. I mean, like he could have done horror movies for all we know, and that would have been interesting to see him in more stuff, and even now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.